started to research on where it is, or what other avenues I can take in regards to what entails more in terms of fashion. And so I came across a very detailed course with the London Image Institute that is an association of the AICI Global Group, which is the American Institute of Certified Image Consultants. And I was actually personally trained by Lynn Marks, who's the president and owner of London Image Institute, as well as the course coordinator, Miss Emily Texton. There, I would have learned all the fundamentals and the foundations and the skills and the knowledge in terms of what it entails in terms of image consultancy, what are the services that can derive from image consultancy, because image consultancy, it's an international industry. It's a very broad and diverse industry, and you could get into any aspect, be it styling, be it makeup, be it grooming, be it etiquette, being protocol. There are so many services and so many avenues that you could explore under image consultancy. And it was really good for me because I now had an appreciation of what it is it entails beyond fashion, what image is about. And then understanding that image is not only about styling and not only about the clothes that you wear, but it is so much larger and so much greater than that. So that brings me to my testimonials. These are some of my testimonials from my clients that I would have worked through the years. And, from persons, for example, life coach, and personal fitness life coach, radio announcer, as well as Zumba and fitness. All these persons would have identified in terms of some of the struggles that they're looking for in terms of turning over and trying to identify their personal style and what elements that they needed to work on and core signature services that they needed to really elevate and enhance their personal style in their respective industries. So let me ask you all a question, and I know that you all can't answer. So, during the course of this presentation and this webinar, we'll answer that. We'll have the answers within the presentation. What is image and why is it important? And as I said in my introduction, that because that we are now virtual, because of COVID and the pandemic of COVID, it has now accelerated the virtual space. So how it is that you show up in your image and how it is that you present yourself is so very key to your personal brand and so very key to you as an entrepreneur, and not only as an entrepreneur, as young professionals going into the field and the world of work as well, because I know that they're not only business owners here, there are also persons or young individuals that are now entering the world of work. And you need to know that the image, what it entails to have a core presence and why is it important. So what is image? Image is that visible yet physical infrastructure that one can see that is either draped on us or grows out of us. What does that mean? That you can see that physical infrastructure. So that physical infrastructure out of the gate would be obviously your clothing, your accessories, your glasses, the what it is you have on in terms of your shirt, your clothing, and the accessories that you accompany with your clothing. But the other part is what grows out of us. And what grows out of us would be your skin, your nails, your teeth, your hair, your eyes. These are all elements that also encompass your image. So you see, it's not only what it is you have on that plays a significant role. It's also how it is that you groom yourself in terms of you as a person. Yeah? And then why is image important? First reason, it's because it's a silent communicator. Before you even utter a single word, your image is going to speak volumes. So that means, how are you showing up in your business? How are you showing up at your workplace? How are you showing up when you integrate and you adapt in terms of every other aspect of your lifestyle, be it church, being hanging out with your friends, being even having doing a webinar, doing a virtual meeting with either of your clients? How are you showing up? Because before you even say anything, when you present yourself, that is how it is you look and how it is you are, how should I say, how it is you coordinate yourself is actually going to speak volumes. And therefore, it actually going to build a perception in somebody's mind or the person's mind or a client's mind. Can I really do business with you? Can I really engage? Can I really go forward with this person? Is this person serious? And also, the second reason is, why is image important? It is because it is a representation of who we are. So you see the two go hand in hand. How, again, keynote, how are you presenting yourself as a business owner, as an entrepreneur? Can people trust you? Can people build confidence with you in terms of doing business? Or can an employer hire you knowing fully well that they are hiring someone that is going to be a good representation for their organization or their company? Yeah. So I would have put together these images, and what message do these images convey? Look at these pictures. So in the far left here, you're going to be seeing a guy, shriveled hair, unkept, tie undone or not properly tied, sweaty armpits, shirt out of pants. And you can see the persons in the background snubbing him. That's one. Look at that image for an example. The second image, where this person is presenting, she looks pretty decent, but guess what? She has see-through clothing. So are these persons focused on she presenting, or she actually explaining what it is her presentation is about? Or are they focused, or are they distracted by seeing through her clothing? Then we have the godforsaken pants below the butt. Are you going to show up to a customer looking like this? What type of message does this convey? Now, the bottom left corner here, she looks pretty good. She looks pretty decent. But then again, how is she presenting herself? Shirt out of the pants, not well kept. She looks very professional. But again, these key little details that you have to look into and you have to pay attention to, because again, how are you representing yourself? And then obviously, you know, you have your tight pants, you have a short tops. Are you actually interacting with customers like this? Are you not showing up in your best self? All of these convey a message. And again, it goes back to what I just said, that silent communicator. Before they even said anything, it has formed a perception in person's minds that, okay, what sort of message are you conveying? You're conveying a message that either you're not serious, either that you are not well kept, or either that you're not ready to do business, or you're not ready for the world of work. So we look at these images, and then we come to looking at these images. What message as females does this convey? We can see at the left here that she is ready to command the attention of either clients, customers, or even her bosses, her managers, her peers, right? Any of these women, and I'm sure that there are lots of women on this webinar, how are we showing up? Are we showing up with executive presence? with poise, with power, with presence? Are we commanding the attention of our clients and our peers? And these are just females. Here are some males as well. You can see through their image, through their grooming, again, what it is that they have on and what grows out of them. Well cut, well groomed, clothes are neatly placed on their bodies. They are looking to take on and take charge in terms of whatever aspect that they are, or whatever field or industry that they're in. They are going to grab the attention of persons and ensure that the perspective that they portray and they project through their clothing is one that is serious, one that is long-lasting, and one that they are ready for the world of work, or they're ready to do business. They're serious about doing business. So Arlene Raven says, the way in which we think of ourselves has everything to do with how the world sees us. Now, I place this important quote here because how do you see yourself when in your business? And I hope that most of us here, or most of the participants here, have their own business or entrepreneurs, as I said, as well as going into the world of work. How do you think of yourselves? When it is you get up on a morning, what is the first thing you think about? Do you think about just being haphazard and just going through the motions through the day? Or are you being intentional about how you show up and how you show out? What it is you do, how it is you do it. And in that, all encompass image in terms of you presenting yourself in a manner to your clients. Because at the end of the day, it's not only clients you are affecting, you are also affecting yourself. Because when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you are ready to take on the world. And when the world sees you in confidence, it is an automatic attraction and an energy that will gravitate persons towards you in terms of doing business, and also engaging you for opportunities as well, professional opportunities. Now, you would all know that building that know, like, and trust factor is key in any business. Once people know you, they would obviously start to like you. They would start to get comfortable with you. And once you have built that relationship, yes, then they will be able to trust you. KLT, that know, like, and trust factor. And once you build that, you're building it through, again, that communication. Communication through your image, communication through the way how you dress, communication through how you speak. Because image encompasses a lot of things, not only the way you dress, not only what grows out of you, but how you speak, how you stand, how you sit, how you shake someone's hand. How many of us, we are in a social setting and we're shaking somebody's hand, and sometimes they want to squeeze the living daylight out of our hands, or, it's limber, it's limp, sometimes it's off-putting when it's limp, because it signals to you that, listen, probably they don't want to shake my hand, probably they don't want to engage with me, you understand? Or when they are too firm, it's like, oh my God, please let go my hand, please. You're squeezing the living daylights out of me. So these are also elements with an image that you need to embrace as well, and you need to put into practice. So a firm handshake shows that, listen, that you know that you're what you're about, and you are ready to do business, or you're ready to take on the world of work. So all of that forms part of communication. How you fold your arms, how you stand, all of that. If you're going to have straight shoulders, if you have shrugged shoulders, and it's off-putting. So all that forms that communication in building that know, like, and trust. Here we again come back to trust. People have to trust you in order to do business with you. If they don't trust you, then, you know, what will happen is that you're going to find some sort of, how should I put it? Some sort of way in terms of, you know, putting more into building that trust factor. But when it comes with an ease and when you show up in your best self, it's easy for persons to be able to trust you, because again, how you communicate and you're walking the walk, that is what builds the trust factor in that. And then you are inspiration to people. When it is that you show up in your best self, when you show up in your authentic self, when you are dressing with impact, you are inspiring others. You with, again, not even saying a word, you're inspiring others to show up in their best self. Because again, it's an energy that you're transferring. It's them knowing you that, okay, I am able to do business with you. I am able to be authentic with you, and I am able to be trustworthy so that you can have a relationship with me. And that's where we now get to that bridge. Once we identify and we identify that know, like, and trust factor, we build that communication, we build that trust, we start to inspire. We now create that bridge between us and the client, between us and our boss, between us and our peers. We build that bridge between the two parties, between the two individuals, between the two companies. And then we are able now to form a long mutual relationship. And that is what you want. You want to be able to build a relationship with your clients. You want to be able to build a relationship with your peers so that it gets you to your next level. And once you have happy customers, those happy customers talk and bring in new customers. And then you are able to grow and expand within yourself. So it is key in terms of building that KLT, that know, like, and trust factor, by showing up and be present in who you are, your authenticity, and showing up with an image that coincides with your brand and your business. And when that is done, this is what you are sure to be established and ensure that is going to be for you as a person, and it will then transcend into your business, which is consistency. You have to be consistent in everything. You have to be consistent in terms of showing up for your business. You have to be consistent in terms of ensuring that you are able to provide proper solutions to the problems that you are solving for your clients. And you have to be consistent in how it is you show up in your image. Everything, all your brand pillars have to coincide with each other. An image is a brand pillar that is key to the success of your business. So you have to be consistent. And inconsistency builds credibility. Now, if as a presenter, I'm into image consultancy, had I come on with my hair all over the place, not properly well attired, and I'm coming to speak to you about image and why it's important and making a signature image, you're not going to take me seriously, would you? You will not, because, and I will not be credible to my brand. I will not be credible to my business, because I am not being consistent to what I am saying to you. And I am not showing up, right, in my authenticity, in my signature image, in my best self to you. So that when I speak to you about image and when I speak to you about grooming and etiquette and making sure that you are presenting yourself in the best vision of yourself, you're not going to take me seriously. So I've lost that credibility with you all. But because I know that I am coming to be a representation, not only of my brand, but a representation for the company called NEDCO, and also to be a representation for you, beautiful entrepreneurs. I am now, and I have been engaging with you throughout this webinar. I have now started to build that credibility because I have shown up and I have showed out in terms of how it is I present myself to you all. Again, trusting that trust factor, it all encompasses in terms of building that trustworthiness, because you have to be able, I have to be able to know that you trust me in terms of what it is I am telling you, because I am showing up in terms of how it is I present myself to you, so that you can trust me in terms of what it is I am speaking to you, that I know that the importance of doing such. And then it builds such a confidence. It really, when it is that you are intentional about showing up in your best self and being authentic in your personal style and building that signature image and revealing your individuality, it builds a confidence. For some of us, listen, it is very slow, but it is sure. Because you all have a passion within every industry that you are in. There was a dream that led you to starting your own business. You had a vision, you had a plan, you put it into action. So now you are now going to bring in the other elements that would give you that overall arching concept in terms of a holistic brand and a holistic you. And that is what brings on the confidence, right? That is what brings on the trustworthiness. That's what develops the credibility and the consistency. And then you feel empowered. You are ready to take on the world. Because as I said, when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you do good. Yes? And by you empowering yourselves, you help to empower others as well. You help to empower others. And that is key in terms of establishing, this thing called a signature image and dressing with impact. So how does it start and where do we start? And it goes back to the basics. And the basics is knowing who you are in this present moment. Have you identified who you are? Do you know in this present moment, who do you want to be outside of you being a dressmaker, or you being a mechanic, or you being a mindset coach or a lifestyle coach? Who are you outside of that? Who are you? Let's get back to that. Because when you identify who you are in this present moment, then you can develop your personal style. Yeah, you can develop your personal style from there. And that's how you are able to build your personal style from there. And then incorporating those characteristics of who you are in terms of building that signature image. We are not going back to the person you were yesterday or 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Identify who you are now. And from there, that's how you're able to now build in terms of, as I said, your signature image, elevating and enhancing, and then dressing with impact. So what is your starting point? Can anyone guess? What is your starting point? And it's very easy, I would have mentioned the word earlier in the webinar or at the start of the webinar. And if it is that you can't guess, here's your starting point. Intentionality. We all have to be intentional in everything that we do in our life and in everything that we do in our business. If we are not intentional, then we are going to be lost. We have to be intentional about our who, we have to be intentional about our what, we have to be intentional about our why. Why are you in business? Who are you targeted? Who are the persons around you that are really working towards ensuring that you build a sound and legacy business for yourself? Are you being intentional about showing up and showing out in your best self? Are you getting up every day, just as how you brush your teeth, you make breakfast, you eat, and you walk out the door? Are you being intentional about dressing with impact? Are you being intentional about the clothes that you put on? Are you? If you're not being intentional, you need to start. And the reason why is because it is important that we are intentional about who we are as individuals and be aware of how that is projected. As the common thread within this webinar and this presentation is ensuring that you develop a signature image. It's ensuring that you are able to show up in your best self and you are able to dress with impact. You are able to show up and show out. Are you being intentional about what the things, how it is you present yourself? Are you being intentional about the clothing that you wear? Are you being intentional about how it is you show up? How it is you speak with your clients? Are you being intentional about building that know, like, and trust factor? Are you? And if you're not, then we need to start. And again, where do we start? We start with us. We start with you. We start with me. Because our business depends on us. Our personal brand depends on us being intentional. Because this journey of entrepreneurship is a great one. It's a rewarding one, but it's a hard one. And there are elements and there are things that we learn right off the bat. And there are elements and things that we learn as we walk through that journey. The key thing is once it is we identify those elements, ensuring that we are intentional about putting it into practice. So if it is that you are just showing up in a t-shirt and a jeans every day or polo shirt, start to be intentional about how do you jazz that out? How do I make that different? I can put on a blazer and I can have a different outlook and show up differently. If it is that you are only wearing, again, jerseys and jeans, why not think about a tailored pants with a blouse? That's for the woman. Or again, shirt and a tailored pants to the men with, again, an overcoat or over sweater, and you show up differently in that aspect so that when persons see you, they say, okay, he or she is actually being intentional about showing up and presenting themselves, projecting themselves in a, in their individual selves and in the best version of them. Yes? So I'm going to give you all 3 personal style nuggets here that will help you in terms of building your style, right? So there are 3 style packs. 1 is choosing the right attire that will make you feel confident about your look. Now, number 1 is very key, and let me tell you why. Because knowing how to dress your body and choosing the right clothing or garments that will give you the right fit will not only help you in capturing attention to your wardrobe or to your audience, but it also helps to communicate effectively to your clientele. Remember, you're not dressing your size, you're dressing your shape. So let's not think, or let's not stay focused on, okay, I am too big and I'm going to go and lose weight, come down to a size 0, because that takes time. Again, who are you in the present? and you're going to be dressing your shape for who you are in the present. Yes? And once it is you do that and you identify that, again, choosing the right attire, it will now make you confident of who you are now. And then motivate you in terms of how it is you style yourself in the coming weeks, the coming months, the coming years, because style and fashion is evolving. So you're not always going to be stuck in one place. So knowing how to dress your shape and dressing appropriately will definitely make you feel confident about how you look, and always communicate an effective message to your audience. The second thing, using the power of color to your advantage. A lot of persons are afraid of color and resort to black and white. But guess what? Here's what. Black and white are not colors. So take that little bit of notation. Black and white are not colors. Black and white are bases, which your primary colors, red, yellow, blue, your primary and tertiary, secondary colors are built upon. So that's where you have your gradient and your different hues of your darker tones as opposed to your pastel tones, etc. Now, I know that persons think that because sometimes in corporate you can't, implement color into your wardrobe. That's not true. The thing is knowing your foundational colors and knowing how to do so in a professional manner. For those of us who are in our own business, we have sort of more freedom in terms of how we adapt color into our wardrobe and into our clothing and how it is we capsule looks. But we also have to know how to do it appropriately. We can't just be using colors any which way or anyhow. There is a system, and knowing your foundational colors is key to knowing how it is you can implement color into your clothing, how you can do it with print, how you can do it with patterns, how you could do it with different types of fabric. All of that will encompass in terms of how you use your color. And also color shows up your authenticity. It really reveals your individuality as well. It gives you that extra oomph within your wardrobe and how it is you show up. Yeah. And then the last style fact is allow your authenticity to guide your style. We all have a style. We all have style. Whether we want to admit it or not, we all have some sense of style. Some of us know it off the bat. Some of us, it's hidden within us. And it's now trying to get that out, because you see, your style needs to tell a story about you. And once your style tells a story about you, it will then tell a story about your business. You see how things always flow into one another. Yeah. And once it is that you identify your authenticity, or you reveal your authenticity and your personal style tells a story, it allows you to be unique and comfortable within you and within your own skin. And then it's projected through the clothing that you wear. Remember, the clothing doesn't wear you, you wear the clothing. And when it is you show up, persons can see your confidence shine through the clothing. Persons can see your authenticity being revealed through what you wear. It's all part of us. Don't think that you don't have style. Sometimes it just takes a little nudge to get it out there, but you do have it. It's going to be a representation of your brand. Because again, it is one of your brand pillars and one of the brand elements that, actually grows your business. Yes? So allow your authenticity to shine through, because you know what? Nobody can be you. You are your unique person. Okay? And you want to show up in your best selves. Be the best version of you. And once persons see the best version of you, guess what? It helps to build that know, like, and trust factor. It helps to build your credibility. It helps to build your confidence. Yes? And persons nowadays like to interact with authentic people. Nobody wants to deal with someone who is fake. Let's put it up. Let's be real. Nobody wants to deal with anybody that is fake. But if you're genuine and you read your individuality through your signature image and your style, you are able to now have that be able to guide your style and build that signature image. Yeah. So I just want to share my parting words with you today. Your clothing is just the accessory to accentuate what is already there inside of you. I just said it. We all have that style within us. We all have it within us. Clothing is just that added icing and that cherry on the cake that brings everything all together. That brings everything into your business element and your brand all together. And it's the sweetener to everything. Because you know what? You want to show you and you want to show up in your best self. Yes? So that comes to the end of my presentation. Now we shall get into any questions and answers that you have for me.
Hi, Candace.
And hi.
Hi, sorry. Okay, so I was waiting to the end because we have 2 raised hands and we have 2 questions.
Yes, I was seeing that through the conference.
Okay, which one? What you want to deal with first? The questions or the chat?
Questions is fine.
Questions,
I'm seeing some questions is fine. Let me just
let's do with the raised hands. All right. So the person who raised the hand first was Christoph Sharp. Mr. Sharp,
yes.
What's your question?
What is her question if she's going to speak? Oh, am I muted?
No, you're not muted, Mr.
Okay.
Mr. Sharp, or
sorry, I didn't mean to press the hands up button.
That's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
I didn't mean to. Okay. All right. So somebody else raised their hand. It was Crystal Wilkinson Stewart. You raise your hand. Go ahead and speak.
Hello, Crystal.
Hi, go ahead.
Crystal is shy.
Okay. All right. So, Crystal, when you're ready to let me know, like, all right, so let's address the questions in the chat, right?
Sure.
All right. So Sean Lewis asks, what kind of clothing would one need to blend into the background such that they aren't easily noticed? Strange question, I know, but
strange question, and I am going to ask Sean I'm going to answer that with a question. Sean, why do you want to blend into the background?
Sean,
and I would like to know what sort of business that Sean has that he would wants to blend into the background, because if he is in business, you don't want to blend into the background, because that is not what entrepreneurship is about. Especially now that we are in a virtual space and that technology has taken over and everything is on social media. Yeah, we don't want to blend in the background. However, I understand that you may be shy, but you still want to be able to show up and be able to engage with persons. So I want to get an idea from you, Sean. What is your mode of dressing right now? So I'll be able to understand what it is you do now, and then give you tips as to what will help to give you that little nudge in terms of still coming out into the light.
All right. So he says he is in videography services and at weddings and stuff. And he says his best that the camera operator is not noticed.
He said it's best that the camera operator is not noticed.
Yeah. So he wants to be able to blend into the background so that, I guess, in pictures and stuff like that, and not to stand out, but to have the work of the picture of the client stand out. I don't know if that's what you're thinking, Sean. If you can speak at this type and let me know.
So Sean, in videography, if it is that you show up, you are not going to be distracting from your respective clients. because you being on a job, yes, you are actually focusing on the client. But again, before you start dealing with that client, you have to show up. So why not? Why, if it is that you currently wear, let's say, a polo jersey and a jeans, you can elevate that. Try to elevate that in going and meeting your clients with a blazer, with that same polo and your jeans, and let's try a nice little pocket square or tie pin, just, for a bit of accessories. Not only that you are now starting to build and enhance your respective style, but you are not taking away from your client. You see, don't get confused with what it is you do and how it is you service your clients in terms of showing up. Yeah. Videography, in the world of videography and photography, you don't have to dumb down yourself or to look less than or to blend in the background because you are afraid of showing up to your client. That's not what image is. Image is beyond that. Image is showing up and being a proper representative of your brand. If it is, I'm not sure what's the name of your business, let's say Sean's Videography, when people see you, they should be able to say, oh, that guy looks pretty good. I want to be able to do business because before they even do business with you, they are going to see not only your body of work, but they're going to see you. So try and get out of the mindset where you want to stay in the background. You know what? You are in the background already because you are behind a video, but that doesn't mean that it limits you from dressing or elevating your signature image or elevating your personal style. I hope that answers your question. So try different things. If it is that you dress in a t-shirt and a jeans, try going to see a client in a tailored pants and a nice shirt and a tie. Yeah. Again, blazers are great outer pieces for men. You can do sweaters. If you had looked at the presentation, you will see a guy with a nice sweater, a nice doctor's pants, proper socks and shoes, and again, play with accessories as well. And you can start to develop your personal style and yet not take away from ensuring that you put on and you deliver the best solution and the best quality product and service to your clients.
Okay, great.
I hope that helps.
All right, so we have quite a few questions in the chat.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. We have time.
So I want to let some persons speak. So Crystal Wilkinson Stewart, I don't know if you can speak now. I'll ask you to unmute. Go ahead and talk.
Crystal, Mrs. Stewart.
You're able to speak? All right. Okay, Crystal seems to not be able to speak. Okay, I have Solange Richardson.
Solange. Hello, Solange.
Go ahead.
Hello, Candice.
Hi.
Your name is very small, so I could make out Candice.
See, Monique is fine. That's okay. See, Monique is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm into the beauty industry. I specialize in nails, so I'm also an educator.
Nice.
So for me, people have as a nail technician, they have a misconception of how it's supposed to look, right? Yeah. I think I have a very flamboyant personality, but I still try to present myself in a professional manner, especially as an educator.
Yes.
And then, of course, with social media, how you show up on social media also is a thing that you have to look at, right? So sometimes, so let's say I'm going to do errands. I don't always, so I actually have a uniform for myself in the salon.
Mm-hmm.
So I have like smocks that I put on. So I don't have to look for clothes to put on. So I have a uniform for myself in the salon. And then, of course, like if I am going out, I will dress depending on my personality, right? But then sometimes now, if I'm just going to do errands, I don't want to get all dressed up. But I still want that, well, according to Shona, we kind of blend in the background on our day off because, to say you're running errands, you're doing this, but you still want to show up, as I said, but you still want to present yourself because on your day off is when you actually meet people. So you still, want to identify, okay, I still look a certain way when I am like doing errands and stuff like that, or even showing up. Because like if I go to do business, people would not know that I'm a nail tech.
They would
Right.
not know you're a nail tech because you are dressed how?
I will dress professional because I'm going to do business.
Okay.
But sometimes it's trying to find a balance because you don't always want to be too busy, but you still want to reflect your personality.
Yeah.
But I understand what you said within the slides that you showed that you can still find that balance.
And I am so happy that you said that, because it is really about finding a balance. However, you don't want to lose you as well, because I know that persons think that, okay, when it is I am going for business, there's a certain palette of colors that I need to wear. Exactly. You can incorporate prints, and there's subtle prints, and you can do, so for example, I love to do mixed prints and mixed colors.
Yes.
So right now I have on a bright orange top with a fuchsia pink pants. And let me see if I could stand up and shoot that, right? So, right. So with a fuchsia pink pants, everybody would see, right? And does that make, so I know my foundational colors, I am dressing professionally within my brand, but I could also go and do business in this as well. Yeah. Now there are also, as I was getting into prints, there are also prints as well that you could do in terms of mixing prints, and subtly as well. You can do polka dots. So there is, hold one second. Let me just, hold one second. Sorry about that. Yes, so mixing prints as well. Mixing prints in terms of using polka dot. So if it is that you have, there are different sizes of polka dots, you could use the smallest size of polka dots and mix that with your blouse and do a polka dot skirt as well in a different color. And that is still professional because it's a very small print, but it still showcases you as a person. It still showcases you in terms of the element of your personal style. You see, we don't want to lose us. And again, it comes back to, as you said, striking that balance, striking that, that medium where we are incorporating color, we are incorporating our personal style. There are different characteristics in our personal style that we need to know, that we need to kind of evolve. And only don't think of it of, okay, I would need to dress based on when it is I only do business. When you're running errands, guess what? You can still dress up as well. Some of us think it's a hassle. Yes, it may be. I know some of it think it's a hassle, but again, it goes back into terms of intentionality. Are you want to be intentional? Take that little extra effort to put on. Guess what? You're wearing a jeans and let's say a thin strap camisole. You know how you could elevate that? You pop on a nice kaftan or pop on a nice little what you call it? Cardigan, long cardigan. You put on, and then again, if you don't want the fray and to go extra, start also with the accessories. You can pop it with a nice necklace. You have one, pop a nice necklace on, pop on some earrings. Guys, you can do a nice belt, or you could pop on a shirt with a nice print. And these subtle little things, you're not over the top, but you're still bringing in that element of your authenticity and your personal style and your individuality in that, because you are showing up within you and within your brand, right? So those are just little things that you can do just to always keep, elevating your personal style, right? And you change it up. If it is that you don't wear makeup, or you don't want to wear makeup every day, that's fine. You put on some little powder. This is for the females. You put on a little lip gloss, but make sure I always say, make sure your eyebrows are well done. Yeah, make sure, listen, once your eyebrows done, you could get away with anything. Guys, make sure that you're well groomed, your beard is well shaven, and you have a nice haircut, and you still be simple, but you still showing up in you. So don't think of it as, oh gosh, I have to dress all the time. Think of it as fun. Think of it as, oh, how can I be different today? How can I make myself look like $100 or $1,000 today, just being simple? And when you have to be extravagant, like if you're going to a gala event or you're going to dinner, you be extravagant. But when you start putting these simple things into place, it's going, again, the intentionality behind it, it's going to be so easy for you. So everybody knows you in your salon. Okay, she wears smocks, but then when I see her in the bank, she looking nice. And when I see her doing business, but each of those separate aspects all encompass Solange. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So they know Solange in her workplace. They know Solange as a business person. They know Solange when she's going out. They know Solange when she's running errands. For example, when it is I'm running errands with my mother will always say, why do you have to dress up so much? I said, Mommy, because I'm representing my brand. She laughs at me.
Yes.
She says what she have to say. I'll take her on. I go out there and I show up in my best self. I make the effort to be intentional. And same thing, as Sean said, don't put yourself in the background. Show up. Don't be afraid of showing up. Be it as simple as it is. Because you see, once you start doing that, you start evolving. It starts to become fun. And then you start to see that you could start experimenting with different things. You start to experiment with color. You start to experiment with print. And then you see yourself expanding into bigger and bolder things within your image. And that all encompasses you. Solange is not lost. Sean is not lost. Yeah.
Thank you so very much.
You are so welcome. I hope that helps you. So
Yes.
you just be you. Just don't be afraid to show you. Don't be afraid.
Thank you. You made my day.
You're welcome, my love.
So we have a few more.
Yes, bring on the questions. I have time.
All right. So I want to give Ade Ines King a chance to speak, and then we'll go into the chats after.
Sure.
All right.
Hi, Ade. How are you?
Hi, good afternoon, Candice. I'm doing well.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you for the presentation. First off, it was really
welcome.
well. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
And thank you to the moderator to getting my name right on the first try. I also appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So I wanted to ask quickly, I am an Afro-Trinidadian. Religion is Roman Catholic, and I'm developing a product that can be marketed towards the East Indian population, both Hindu and Muslim. And I'm wondering if you would recommend that I personally slightly alter my image in order to either pay respect to or homage to that particular community, or if I should more stay true to myself and just project my personal brand, my personal image.
Okay, so Ade, let me ask you a question. What type of clothing do you use now? Because the first thing you said, you're Afro-Trinidadian. So does that mean that you wear a lot of Afro-centric clothing?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I have a pretty good idea of my sense of style.
So give me an example.
Okay, so when we are, let me tell you about the business first. We are strictly sober. We produce non-alcoholic premium beverages like iced teas and flavored milks.
Yeah.
And we are utilizing upmarkets and that type of thing as our first distribution channel to get the product out in front of customers. So the brand would be a nice fitted polo shirt, dry fit material, and the jeans with closed toe shoes, not dressy, but not casual, a good mix in between. And that would generally be the overall style for both men and women. You know, the women with the ladies polo as opposed to just using a men's polo.
Yeah.
So that's what we wear right now. But we are considering doing events for Diwali, and you know, being present there, we're wondering if we should change the outfit a bit to, you know, reflect culture, or if we should just stay as is.
Okay, I got you. So I know that a lot of us think that that sometimes we need to change to fit our niche so that we are able to how to put it, we are able to now communicate in terms or be open ourselves to the clientele that we are trying to get for our business. What I would say to you is that there is no issue with you, for example, for Diwali, sorry, not Indian Arrival Day, Diwali, that you put on Indian wear. That there's no problem with that if it is that you may want to feel comfortable in that zone. For me, what I would recommend is that you incorporate both the Indian print with what it is that you and your team wears on a daily basis. So you don't have to go full Indian garb, you know. Again, it comes down to the prints and it comes down to the type of garments. So you can wear an Indian type shirt, again, with your jeans or your tailored pants, with, or as they say, dockers, with your close to shoes and your socks and everything on, and your full accessories. You can do that. Or again, you can use accessories or that would be pertaining to the actual holiday or the festivities. Again, incorporating it to your uniform. So you still are very representative of your personal brand and your personal style, yet you are very aware of the niche and the market you're trying to get into. Because at the end of the day, they are going to do business with you whether you have on your particular brand clothing or you have on East Indian garb. If they think that your brand or your business is solving a problem and is providing a solution to their needs, they're going to do business with you regardless. Because you know what? You are showing up in your authenticity. So you don't have to change. Now, it's, as I said, there's nothing wrong in putting on the full Indian garb if it is that you want to do so because you want to be part of the festivities, especially for East Indian market. But that is not necessary. You can incorporate it with what it is you already wear or what it is that you already have as a uniform or as your person. As you said, you already know that your personal sense of style, because again, you know your product, you're confident in your product, and your image is just going to, and the image and how it is you dress is just going to be that added, as I said, that added oomph to what it is your business and your product offers. So use again, see if that you could get accessories. You could do these scarves and stuff like that. So you could do your nice polos and you could do a scarf with your blazer and everything so that your logo is properly shown and stuff like that, because you're showing your brand in terms of the non-alcoholic drinks. And again, once it is that persons are confident in terms of your product, you would definitely be getting lots and lots of clients. So Ade, I hope that actually answers your question.
Yes, it absolutely did. Thank you.
Yeah, it did. I am so happy that it did. So you don't need to lose You don't need to lose you. You don't need to lose your brand, you and your team. I am sure that your product is fantastic. So just go up there and show up in you. And you know what? You showing up in your uniform with accessories, you could stand out from the crowd. That may be a signature for you to stand out. They'll be like, oh, what? These people make more people gravitate to who are they and, you know, your product is about. And I'm sure it tastes fantastic. So you know what? You have a winner there. So I hope that helps.
Thank you for the confidence.
You're welcome. No problem. No problem. Keep the questions coming.
All right. So we have one person raised hand. Before I go to Isola, I just want to raise one of the questions. I felt it's interesting. Gayatri Benny says, assuming my first impression was made inappropriately, what are the chances of re-imaging?
Okay, I hardly say that again.
Let me say it again. All right. Assuming my first impression was made inappropriately, what are the chances of re-imaging? So, you know, a lot of entrepreneurs, they made a bad first impression, but they need to counteract that with something in the future to bring themselves back from where they are. So,
and what is her name?
Gayatri Benny.
Gayatri, my darling. So I don't know if you could put it in the chat, and Krell will let me know. What did you do as your first image that actually was, as you said, that was your first bad, you know, that you made a first bad impression? What did you, is it that what it is you had on, or is it that how you were groomed? What was it, was that key factor that actually, as you said, made that bad first impression? Tell me, so that I'll be able to understand how to direct my response.
And Gayatri, if you could speak, you could raise your hand. And
so Gayatri, if you could speak to me, that's fine.
All right, so in the interim, while you wait on Gayatri, I will want to
so Gayatri, we wait for you, and then in the interim, go ahead, Krell.
We'll go to Isola and hear what she has to say. All right, let me go.
Hi, Isola.
Hi.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my dear.
So thank you for the opportunity. As most persons said, I have listening to Ade just now gave me a question, you know. So I am the owner of a mini mart, but we are transitioning to a supermarket. We know that it may be common, but I really want to stand out from the rest. So I listened to your emphasis on on your clothing, which I never really took important. So I wanted to get an idea of what could make us stand out, because as you rightfully said, how you dress is representative of your brand, and the reality is the supermarket would be our brand. So do you have any tips for a uniform type or wear or color, just to add to what I already have in my brain as to what I want to use? Currently, it's just jersey or t-shirt, I should say, and a jean. But is there something that we could add to it to make it stand out from the rest, so that even though we are traveling or going, even as members of management, that we could use something different that will give us an opportunity to advertise it as well?
So are you asking, so first to begin, I wanted to get what is in your head, and I want you to tell it to me, right? Because that's the only way that I'll be able to direct you accordingly. Now, you said so are you the co-owner of the supermarket? Or are you the owner of the supermarket?
I am, well, I was the founder, and well, of course, now that we are limited liability, we have a board of directors and so on.
So you have a board of directors, and you are the co-founder of the supermarket, yes?
Correct.
Right. And how many of you?
1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 3 board members, and
just give me
we
total
have
in terms of executives, management, everybody.
1 member. Okay.
So you have
3
3
board
board of
members,
directors. You're the owner.
1 member of management,
Uh-huh.
and 4 separate employees. 4 employees.
So 4 employees. This is in terms of on the floor.
On the floor, yes. On the floor,
Cashing.
they are kind of cross-trained, so you may be on the floor today and then you'll be cashing tomorrow. They're supposed to cross-trained. That's something that I learned from working Starbucks, you know, that you kind of cross-train your person, so when you have fallouts, they could just replace them. So everybody knows what can fit in any particular area. So that's why I say just 4 employees.
So you have 5 management and you have 4 floor persons, yes?
Yes.
And what are your brand colors right now?
It was initially red. I switched to orange and black pants, not jeans, like tailor-made pants. That's the thought I have in my head to switch to right now.
So you were red, then you switched to orange. So it's just orange. So okay. So first to begin, you need to have for your brand colors, you need to have at least 5 brand colors. So orange with, if you want to incorporate red again, so it has to be orange, red. So you need to have 5, at least 5 brand colors in terms of the business, right? That would be representative of your brand. So getting back into, now your logo doesn't have to incorporate all the brand colors. It could have one key color, but for you and in terms of the business, in terms of when you're doing social media, you want to have at least 5, at least 3, but between 3 and 5 brand colors. So you'll be able to have versatility in terms of your uniforms. So you see where I'm getting at, right?
Yes.
Right. So when you're doing your brand assets, whoever your graphic designer is, go back to those persons or go back to the board of directors and see what are the key colors that you want to bring in so that all your brand colors complement each other. So when you're doing your uniforms for your staff, they are not stuck with one color all the time. So therein lies where you now bring an element of versatility, because now your staff is going to have fun in terms of, okay, I wear red today, I wear orange today, I wear yellow today, I wear this today with their black tailored pants and their polo shirts. Now, because of the type of business that you have, you don't, for your staff, your floor staff, they would have to always be uniformed. So I will understand that they would be in a polo shirt or a t-shirt. Maybe you will have a dress down weekend so that they wear their jeans, so that they're comfortable and stuff like that. Now for the executives, you all have a little more freedom. Yes? So you can incorporate your brand colors, not only in solid, but you could incorporate it in print. So you could have a print and a solid. So just as I was telling Solange in terms of mixing print and do it subtly first with polka dots, you can do, let's say, a black, a striped pants with, let's say red. So you have a black and white thin striped pants, tailored pants, and you wear red, and then you accentuate with your accessories. Same thing with the men. The men can wear, and remember, there are different hues of red. So depending on what it is in your brand color Pantone, the hue of red will always be key to what the men wear. So now men, sometimes they like things simple, they like comfort, and they like a simplicity, comfort, and they like things to be straight to the point, straightforward. So your male directors may not like this over bright red.
Wow.
However, there are different hues of red. So there's an oxflood red, which is a really darker because you added more of the base of black to that red to it, and they can
Okay.
pop it with their blazer, with their tailored pants. And then and next day you'll show up, you could still do a print in terms of the men's shirts as well. So
Okay.
every day you are doing a different not only color, but you are incorporating different elements of style in terms of your garment so that you don't look monotone every day of the week.
Right. I
Right?
agree.
So the first thing is just broadening that your actual brand colors so that it will transcend not only to your floor staff. And again, because they're floor staff, you can't have them wearing, you know, these stockings and the skirts and stuff. Yes, it may make sense, but in a supermarket that is always busy and always going, you want them to be comfortable and you want them
Right.
to be able to move. So obviously
Yeah.
they're going to be looking professional, but again,
Yeah.
they're going to wear their different color polos. But for management and the executive and your board of directors, you have that wiggle room in terms of incorporating the brand colors. And also, you don't always have to stick to your brand colors. You yourself, in knowing your personal style and knowing your characteristics, you can bring in certain elements of your own foundational colors. And that's why I said it's important to know your foundational colors, because then it's a playground for us, you know,
Yeah.
that want to elevate our style, because when we understand how our primary colors complement our tertiary colors, and then you have the complementary colors coincide with our triad colors. It's
Right.
as I tell you, it's a playground for you to experiment and to really, you know, allow yourself to really dress with impact. So Isola, you have some homework to do, right? So you know,
Yes,
you're
I
going
do.
back, right? You have some homework. Then you know, okay, I can, when I do my polos with my brand for my logo on the supermarket, these are for my staff. But for my executives, you don't have to stay stuck into the black and the browns and the creams and the blues or the navies, those dark colors. If
Right.
it is that you have bright colors, how can you now integrate that with your base color or your foundational colors, which would be the navies and the browns, so that you all look cohesive and you all feel as if it is that you are not stuck in a mundane day-to-day way of dressing all the time. Experiment with prints, experiment with color.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yes.
hope that helps.
It did. Thank you very much.
It did? Okay, wonderful.
Okay. Take care.
You're welcome, my darling. Is Gayatri back on? Or we have another question, Krell? Are you muted, Krell? Or am I muted? You're muted.
I am muted, I apologize.
That's okay.
All right, so Gayatri's response, she said basically the business started as a means of selling agricultural produce, hence negotiating sales was in a very informal situation, and hence the mode of dress was casual. So I guess she
Right.
wants to probably go into more high stakes in negotiations, and probably say things that the jeans and t-shirt may not be appropriate.
Mhm.
All right, so
Gayatri, yeah,
ahead.
so Gayatri, sorry, Krell. So Gayatri, now that I have an understanding of why it is you think that you made a first wrong or bad impression, let's not think of it as making a wrong impression. Think of it as you, because of the industry of agriculture, it has that connotation of, okay, if we're in agriculture, we can dress down. But again, remember, you're looking for sponsorship to ensure that the produce or the products that you're offering to businesses, right, you are able to make, again, that impression on your customers, your consumers, and obviously to grow your business. So for you, what you would need to do is, and as I will tell my clients, is go back to that beautiful thing called your wardrobe. Go back and open the doors and see what it is in your wardrobe. Does your wardrobe have the same set of clothing all the time? Because I could tell you do this, do this, do this, but if your wardrobe does not have the items of clothing that is necessary for you to now make a better, so we're not going to say we're going to change the impression, we're going to make a better and long-lasting impression so that we can build the know, like, and trust, and we can build that bridge, right? So that we can foster the right relationships and the right partnerships with stakeholders. What is in your wardrobe right now? Is it only jeans, t-shirts, polos? If that is the case, then you have to understand what are the articles or what are the garments of clothing that I need to now bring in so that I can have a holistic and versatile wardrobe. That means you may need skirts. Again, how it is, and then skirts that will be suited to your shape, not your size, to your shape. Do I have blouses, or do I have shirts, right? Do I have tailored jackets? Do I have, and then again, coming back to, do I have the right colors that are suited to my skin tone or suited to me? So you see each of the elements there. It all goes back to what is in your wardrobe. And then when you identify that the elements or the articles of clothing that you need, then you need to start to, one, edit. And as I say, detox in terms of your wardrobe itself, so that you are getting rid of the old and you're bringing in new. And you don't have to get rid of every single thing, but what you're doing is that you are actually integrating your new items with your old items. So then when you create capsules, you have different looks. So when you go to the bank, right, and they're all going to be representative of who Gayatri is. So when you're on the field and you're going in your agricultural and you're going on the land and the acres of land, you know you're going with your high top boots, with your jeans and your polo t-shirt to represent your business. But then when you're going to the bank, just like Solange, notice what she said, when she's in her business, she has smocks. So persons know her when she's in working mode. She's doing her nails. Same thing with you. When you are on land and you're tilling the land and you're reaping crops, you're in one mode. When you're going to the bank, you're going to come out of that. You're going to get into a nice skirt or a pencil skirt, tailored skirt. Again, you're dressing for your shape, not your size. You're going to put on a blouse. You're going to put on a nice jacket. You're going to put on some nice accessories, and you're going to present yourself as a woman who knows not only that I can dig and I can do agriculture and dig garden and reap crops, but I can show up as a woman who knows to do business. Then when you're going to meet your peers, you are going to be in another set of garments again, because again, you have now integrated items and articles of clothing that is going to be suited for every aspect of your lifestyle. So it's going back to those two doors, call your wardrobe, looking, stepping back, she's laughing, stepping back and saying, okay, what we need to do here, what we need to integrate, and then we work from there. So Gayatri, I hope that helps you. You really need to know what is in your wardrobe and then start to bring in the articles and garments of clothing that is going to now bring you into that space of persons taking you seriously in your business and not looking at you just one-dimensional, but multi-dimensional. Yeah?
All right. All right. So do we have a time for one more verbal question? Or you want to
I
take a
have
question?
time. You could ask me all the questions
Okay.
you want. If you want to
All
go
right,
until
so-
5 o'clock, no problem. Ask away.
All right. So
Kidney.
I've Kadeen,
Yes.
Fleming, or Laura to
Yes, my
speak. So
dear.
ask the question.
Hi, good evening.
Hello.
Hi. So I just have a question. I am an owner of a catering company. It's a
Yes.
small business, yes, but we have like eight employees, right?
Mhm.
Mix and match. So as a chef or cook or server, you have a standard dress code already. But I'm just asking, like, how could I incorporate, colors and stuff to make my business different for someone to see, okay, this person is a representation of awesome.
What is the name of your business?
Awesome.
Awesome. So your question falls in line as well as to iSolar. What are your brand colors for
Well,
your business?
most of
Now,
the
I
time
know as a
it's
chef,
mostly
sorry to
like
cut you short. Go ahead.
it's mostly like black, navy blue and stuff. If you go like logo and stuff, or logo incorporates like more red, orange, like it's colorful.
Right.
Basically.
So you have black, navy blue.
And white, mostly.
Right. So black and white is not really a color, but so you have
Yeah.
black, white. So basically your colors are navy blue, red, orange, and
Green.
green. What type of
Lime.
green? A festive green, a bright green, a forest green, a dark green. Give me a
Let's
kind
say
of green.
lime green.
Lime green. Okay, so like a B-Mobile green.
Yes.
Okay. And as a chef, in terms of Awesome Catering Services, is that the name of the business? Am I right?
Yes.
All right. You are in your chef
Chef gear.
chef gear all day. So that means you're always in white.
Yes.
And you want to be able to jazz it up a bit.
Yes.
Now, as a chef, I should ask, can you change? So it will be white and black, I guess, based on, again, as what I know from chef gear, white, black, and then like a deep gray. Yes?
Yes.
Right. So even though it's a small business with 8 persons would be how many of you would be chefs and that would be your admin person, customer service rep. That's all encompass those 8 persons.
Yeah, that incorporates everyone. Not everyone works at the same time. So that's why I say 8 persons.
8 persons, okay.
Yeah.
Do you as a chef have the flexibility of changing the color of your chef gear?
I am not sure. I think we could, but I'm not sure because it have a standard color, like nurses, they have a standard uniform like that. So, I don't know if I'm wrong, but maybe like giving something like a pop of color. So let's say our jackets, we put like females, we put a scarf, something like that. I'm not sure because sometimes for instance, you might be busy in the kitchen and a client pops up because they want to book something, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm not ready to go outside there and sit with her or him, and but you have to. Most of the times they have on like a chef hat, or your hair is fully covered, you know, so you just feel, yeah.
You just feel like
I don't feel like feasting anyone
you
right
don't
now,
feel
but I have
because
to.
you feel that you are always in this uniform per se, and you feel like, oh gosh, you're bored.
Yes.
If that's the correct way to put it. Now, the reason why I asked you if it is that you could play with color, because now I know when you're showing up for shows and obviously in terms of the profession that you have to ensure that you are in your white or your navy blue, depending on the type of event or function that you're in, so that persons could easily identify you as a culinary person. Yeah.
Yes.
But within your own business space, again, you can play with it. Now, you may not be able to use the bright red and orange and lime green in terms of having or making what you call it, new chef gear in those colors.
Yes.
Right. However, you can play again with print and patterns. So you mentioned that some of the persons wear scarves. So you can do your scarves in prints and patterns. Or you can wear your same, because I know it's a full gear, full garment. So you have your chef top, let me see, and then you have your pants. Instead of wearing all white, do a print pants with your white chef top and your hat, or do something, add an accessory, your chef hat. You can make some nice little borders and put it on your chef hat. In terms of print and color, you can either use African print, which is the Ankara prints, or a jacquard type of fabric, and you put it in terms of your brand colors, and you make that signature so that, you know, it's something fun, it's something playful, so that when you're going to meet a client or somebody comes to see you, they see not only you in terms of your profession, but listen, people notice these little things. They'll be like, oh, that's a cute little thing that you put on your hat, or that's a cute little brooch, or again, scarf. I have never seen a chef wear a scarf before, so you can implement that. Hey, if you want to go a step further, you can do it in your shoes. So let's say you're in your all white, or you're in your all wavy. Use a pop of color in your shoes. And I know that you'll wear comfortable shoes. Listen, comfortable shoes comes in all colors. There's online shopping. You can find it. There's obviously Amazon. There's Shein.com. There's Shoedazzle. There's Just Fab. You know, where you can get reasonable shoes online, and you can just play with color in that aspect. So where you can't go too much out of your actual profession in terms of how it is that you look in terms of your uniform, you can still jazz it up with these little elements. However, when you are out of uniform, or you are out of the element in terms of the business and in a business forum and aspect, now you start to bring out your personal style. So they don't only see Kadeen as the chef in her chef clothing in the white, but they see Kadeen again in a different light. So you can have flowing skirts with nice which in print, depending on, again, your style characteristics. And when I deal with clients, I always do their style personality analysis, so that we identify what are the characteristics that bring out your personal style, and then we start to build in terms of revealing your individuality from there, right? So we pull out those characteristics and then we build the style. So you can show up in your individuality and in your personal styles, because again, your style has to tell a story outside of your profession. And that's why I always say image is not only for one thing, which is world of work, and I need to, but image is for every aspect of your lifestyle, because you are the common denominator in everything that surrounds you, which is your business, which is your family, which is your church, which is religion, which is play, in terms of how it is you deal with how you integrate, or how you what's the word I'm looking for? How you manage your time in terms of family and friends. That's what I'm trying to say, right? So how you show up in those aspects, everybody's supposed, the common denominator is you, and they would now see, okay, yes, when they see Kadeen, they see, yes, that's the chef. She has a pop of color in that. And then it will transcend in terms of when it is you go outside of business. And then when it is you go to church, and when it is you line with your friends, they're going to see that your personal style is now telling a story, but everything is encompassed in one thing, and that is Kadeen.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes, thank you.
You understand?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, good. So start with the little things. Start with just doing accessories. If it is that you can get some nice, cute little earrings. It doesn't have to be loud, but it could be those button earrings that, you know, that you could, those circular earrings, just normal, simple circular earrings, and which would incorporate the red, the orange, and the lime green. And it doesn't only have to be in your brand colors, but again, you're at work, so you want to make sure that you are representative of your personal brand. So you want to bring in those brand colors, yes. And then it can be accessories that have all the colors. As you say, the brand is colorful, all the colors. So you'd have the red, the orange, the lime green, the navy blue, the white, and it can have all that in terms of a textile print, again, on your hat, or as a scarf, or in your earrings, or again, in your shoes, because those are the easiest things to manipulate outside of your uniform. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, honey.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Candice, we have quite a few questions still, but I wanted,
Sure, no
but we
problem.
can't go into everyone. So what I will
Mhm.
do, there's one last question, which I think will kind
Sure.
of help most persons. It says, just in case I missed it, does your company provide personal image consultancy? And
Yes,
if yes,
it does.
how does
Yes.
someone go about getting that? I see that you have your information there, but just tell them how they go about getting a personal consultancy.
So if you want to have a personal consult with me, so this is how it goes. Now, you can reach out to me via email at cmcglaw, as you can see it on the screen here. I hope that you could see it, right? cmmcglaw@gmail.com, or you can send me a private message via Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn at CMMA Group, and well, on LinkedIn, Candice M. McGlaw. And first, we have what I do with my clients and what I will do with you if you're interested in terms of moving on to have a personal consult with me. We would have a 30-minute free style clarity call. And in that call, or in that session, we have a discussion like how we're having now. It's nothing grand, it's nothing, you know, frightening. We have a style clarity session. So I get to understand, what are your pet peeves within your style? What are you looking for? Where are you now? And where do you want to move to? And I get to know you, we get to know each other. And from there, I identify certain recommendations and suggestions that we need for you to move forward. I then send a follow-up email from that, and then obviously identify the costings from there. And we would start the process in terms of, you know, revealing your individuality and building your signature image. So it starts with a style clarity session, which is 30 minutes free. And then from there, we take it, when we have that discussion, we take it from there. And it then falls back on you if it is that you want to move forward in terms of actually doing the work. Because guys, listen, identifying this, it takes work. Everything in building a business and getting to where you are now, it takes work. Everything is a journey. And you again, going back to intentionality, you have to be intentional of putting in the work, doing it, so that you are comfortable in now taking your style to a different level.
Okay, thanks so much, Candace. And ladies and gentlemen, I wish I could take all your questions and have Candace here till probably 7 o'clock at night answering questions.
But if you want, you can send me the questions,
right.
send me the email addresses, and I'll definitely be reaching out to you all and answering. I am here to answer your questions. I know a lot of you have a lot of things that you want to know. So feel free to send it to Corel and the team at NEDCO. They will pass it on to me. Make sure that you send your contact information, if it's email or phone number, reach out to you, and then we can have an engaging discussion.
Right,
yeah.
So we often have business training sessions. So maybe if you all are interested, we could have one where Candace chairs with our image consultancy. You can make that recommendation, that suggestion.
If you want,
We're open to considering that.
Most definitely.
Right. So we wish, again, I seen 32 questions and I probably only was able to get about 10 of them. And
I know.
Yeah. So
listen, I could talk all day. I love it. I love it. I just love where people just get clarity and just don't think of image as something tough. It's all within us, you know. It's just digging in within there.
And that's in keeping with the idea of NEDCO, taking your passion and turning it into a business. Yeah. And I think it transcended that to business today. Let them see that that is your passion.
I am so happy I did.
Yeah, at least for me as well. I mean, I'm you know, recently
You're amazed.
men,
I am so happy.
But I was well educated. I love the KLT factor. I love the know, like, and trust factor. I think
know, like, and trust. Listen, I too am learning every day. Every day you learn. I mean, this entrepreneurial walk is a tough one, guys. It is a tough one. There are days where you're going to pull your hair out. There are days where you're going to feel, as Gayatri said, I missed the mark. But you know what? We have to keep pushing. Because you know what? We want to build legacy. This is our passion. This is our goal. Know who, again, comes back to down into intentionality. Know who's your circle of people around you, who is motivating you to go to that extra step. It is hard, but listen, the rewards are fantastic. If Krell, if you want me to do another session, fantastic. I'll be here. I love answering questions. I just love to help people. So I'm so happy that NEDCO had me. I'm so happy that, you know, 150 people were on and they got some substance from what it is we were able to showcase today.
All right, so everyone, I put the email that you can send any questions to at training@nedco.gov.tt. So any questions, if you don't get through that, you can send me a personal email. I will share it with the team, with Candace. So again, you all, thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much for your questions. Thank you so much for your interest. And I mean, I guess we learned a lot today. We always thought maybe image was something that is airy-fairy and not necessary, but Candace has reminded us of how important it is to put your best face, your best foot forward on a daily basis to get the kind of results you're looking at. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for your time. Candace, thank you so much for sharing your skills and expertise.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.
All right, so I want to end this session here. Thank you so much again, everyone, for coming. And thanks, Candace, for sharing with us. All right.
Thank you so much, guys. I'll sure to get the questions from Corel and we'll talk soon.
Look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow. All right.